guys do not understand. I was not about to give awesome €9.
Give up for €9?
Yeah.
Oh, did the queen make it herself? Wait, you guys don't have a queen anymore. The king.
King made it himself, yeah.
King made himself. Yeah.
To be fair,
Kebab
in England, you probably would have to pay €9 for a kebab because we suck.
like
And it would be worse.
£12 or something.
Yeah, £12 and it sucks as well.
Food was expensive in England.
Well, you went to London.
Yeah.
So it's very expensive in London.
Yeah, there was only one place where it wasn't expensive. Did I tell you about that place?
No, don't think so.
Really?
Yeah. I mean,
So, wait, that's crazy. Because this is a story that I'm sure I shared with everyone that I truly deeply cared about. So I'm surprised I didn't share it with you because I truly deeply care about you, Wardy. Okay.
Good to know.
So we booked this restaurant, and it was kind of an all over the place restaurant. They did like Thai, Indian, Pakistani, like 6 different things that it did, you know?
Yeah.
We booked this restaurant, and then we showed up a little bit late. So it was for like 1 p.m. and the guy called us like 6 times within like 3 minutes. At like 1:03, we had like 6 missed calls, a text and an email. It's like, where are you? Not a great look to start with. And then we enter, and we're legit the only people in the entire place. And the guy's like super excited to have some customers, right? And he's like, he's talking and he's asking where I'm from. I'm like, I'm from the Netherlands. He's like, the Netherlands. That's great, man. And he's instructing. I think his son is in the kitchen. He's like instructing his son to do something. And like 2 minutes later, like Dutch music starts playing. But it's not proper Dutch music. It's like nursery rhymes, you know. And he's like, "Do you like it?" I'm like, "Oh, it's nursery rhymes. Like it's okay, you know. It's not what I would listen to personally." Like he tells his son to change it to something better, you know. And his son's like googling Dutch music, get like a Spotify list, and they play it. And I thought after a while they would like stop with the Dutch music, but for the entirety of our stay there, he just played like Dutch rap music. We were also the only customers that were there for the entirety of it. The food came out insanely fast. It was very cheap, and it was legitimately delicious.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know what he's doing wrong because he obviously was desperate for customers. But
so was that really good?
Yeah, I liked it. But I'm not sure if I liked the experience or the food. You know, the experience made everything so much better because he was so excited, and he gave us some stuff on the house as well, and he was like, "Man, it's so cool."
Maybe that's what's going wrong. He keeps giving everyone that comes in free food and scaring them off from coming back.
No, dude, I would legit. If we were ever going back, I'm going back to that restaurant. None of the other restaurants we went to were half as good as that one. It's freaking amazing. If you ever go back to London, I can give you a fat recommendation. We
go back to London a lot, so you know.
Okay, yeah. You pay him a visit.
Yeah.
Say it's from his Dutch friends, and he'll know who we are.
I'll ask for the Dutch nursery rhymes.
I'm loving them. Absolutely loving them. All right, we have Oracle first here, out of herO. Dark is doing, he's going back into gas with 3 already. Guess that's not too weird either, because his natural already fully saturated. 3rd is outside, not on the inside. And herO's going to be moving across the map, at least with the first Oracle. You know, the way that oh, what the hell is this? Is it a forge?
That is a forge, yes. It's, I feel like herO did this the other day against someone, but I'm trying to remember who it was or what I was casting. I can't remember what he was playing in. Or if it was even herO. I feel like I saw an early forge after a StarCraft the other day. I like this really...
You'd be the worst witness in the world. I'm pretty sure he stabbed the guy.
He stabbed the guy, but like he might have just walked
him. Actually,
he might be
sure it was him. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I feel like seeing this forge early is something I'm almost not surprised by because I saw it the other day. But like I said, like to me that probably was herO, but maybe it was someone else. I don't know.
Gotcha. Dark actually let that Oracle escape there on the left side. He could have definitely had that with the Queen. I was not paying attention there. Happens to the best. This is a weird build. He's going to have really fast +1. Or at least like 30 or 40 seconds faster plus one. It's not like insanely fast. That's the thing, whenever you're doing like something weird like that, like you're rushing out something, you often put in a lot of resources into that particular thing, but then the payoff is like 30 seconds faster on the plus one. It's like, whoa, like how big is that really? And it does give the opponent quite some peace of mind. Like Dark scouts this forge, if he had scouted that earlier, and sees it and knows it, like, okay, that means that most likely Blink is going to be quite a bit delayed, because there's already 100 gas invested into plus one before the Twilight goes down, which is like a significant delay on Blink majority of the time. So just one of these things you kind of got to keep in mind. Yes, it feels very cool and it might look cool, but what is the actual payoff going to be here for herO? We're going to have to wait and see. He's not going to be capable of putting on as much pressure as he usually would like to do, that's for sure.
Kind of, we'll see, just sit back, and then when the pressure arrives, it should be a bit stronger with the plus one. But I mean, plus one's going to be done so far ahead of Blink. I mean, I guess you're more looking at plus two being fast at this stage, but I just don't
but
see
that's
why
also going to be too fast for the Robobait to kick in. So it's like
it's all out of sync. It's almost like this is why we don't do this build.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean it's bad. Like, it's just, if you're playing defensive, reactive StarCraft, having faster upgrades is actually pretty useful. If you're going for timing, then doing it like this, maybe not the most useful thing in the world, but I kind of like it anyway. It's nice to see a change of pace here. Prism is about to pop out. That's pretty fast for a Prism too, because it's way before charge is done, and that is quite rare, to be honest. We have the Robo Bay as well. I think it should be for Colossus, and it's only single Robo, which I like too. So you're gonna get like maybe 1-2 Colossus, and then you transition into fast Templar Archive. You're gonna have good upgrades with it. You're gonna have a lot of control in this game. 8 gases, relatively fast. Don't forget, this fort base was extremely quick, and he's gonna get away with it as well. Dark is stuck on 75 workers and needs to figure out something.
Yep, needs to find out where he's heading to. There's a couple queens coming across, the oracles get hit, and the Templar Archive is already building here on the side of herO as well. So we'll begin just to get into every bit of tech that he possibly can get to. And Dark is going to play with the Bane Nest, finishing, obviously get some Bane speed started. Right now, just a Link Hydra kind of wandering across the map. And I mean, we're not quite on a Colossus yet. Maybe this is the weak point for herO, but I don't feel like it should be something Dark can do on a map like Neon Violet Square. Coming across the map is kind of crazy, no?
Yeah, he does have a fairly high Hydra count, though. Baneling speed is not done yet, which is the thing that worries me most. High ground defense is going to be easy for herO too, I think, because he has that Colossus now. So he can't really shoot down at those probes anymore because the Colossus is there. If it's just Stalkers, this actually is a pretty cool plan. Right now, Dark is actually going to transition into an infestation pit, and I don't think this push is going to do very much anymore. At least, I don't think he's going to commit to it. Perhaps if he would have committed to it, he still would have been capable of killing his opponent. Because look at the army. There's no sentries. There's no storms. Yes, there are 2 Colossus, but without any real padding in front of that, like 30, 40 Banelings, maybe he would have been capable of actually doing something here. So I'm curious to see if Dark is still planning on doing that, or if he says, hey, I'm going to keep that gas in the bank, and I'm eventually going to go into something else like Lurkers, as we do see that Lurker Den now starting.
Starts up Hive on the way as well, so you can get those Lurker upgrades going once the Lurker Den is finished. And yeah, herO just going to take its 4th base with the Storm, Charge, +3. He gets himself into, again, pretty much everything he wants. I mean, we're kind of at the point where these Oracles just about getting away. We're kind of at that point where for herO, we've kind of got everything apart from just setting up to kind of make a Stargate transition. So is that something you think should be kind of next for him? Get a Fleet Beacon down just so he has that in preparation for the next stage?
Well, with his upgrades this good, I'd almost say it's not necessary. He can also just add in another robotics facility and start pumping Immortals. Like, he's going to have a lot of control this game because he's playing against Hydra Link Bane initially, and he already has Storm Colossus. So his fights should be quite good. And then as long as you keep working on a higher Immortal count, you're going to be just fine against Lurkers. If you're playing +3 attack against +1 range, yeah, the fights are generally going to be quite okay for you.
Well, we step up here. That's herO. I mean, like you say, you're going to have some very good upgrades here, so maybe we try and just take some trades, and he's definitely looking for that. I mean, this is also Hive just now finishing, so this is not quite yet able to get Vipers up. This is not Lurkers that have upgrades or anything, so herO pushes now. It's a pretty good time to push in. Obviously, even better if he gets to +3, and I'm not sure waiting for +3 does him much harm. Like, Lurkers may be out, but they're still not going to be upgraded Lurkers. They're not as good as they could be. And he's been very cautious about making sure he has stasis wards up this right-hand side, so he has a little bit of a back-away plan as well.
Yeah, that fast +1 now starts to make sense finally, Wardy. 10 minutes in, we see the 500 IQ plays here coming out of herO. As it's gonna lose 1 Templar, loses 2 Storms as well. I think I'm more worried about losing the Storms than the Templar. This gold base is potentially in some trouble. And when I say potentially in some trouble, I think it should just die here against those Stalkers. At the same time, Dark is perhaps going for a base trade. I think he wanted to go for it and decided against it because these lurkers are very, very vulnerable. +3 attack has finished up. A couple of storms on the right side are going to be vital. He's going to absolutely shower this Zerg army in the storm. Banelings are going down. Prism has died. That means that reinforcements are not going to be as readily available. We have no stasis ward being added in anymore either. I would love to see that. And I think a quick push in right now for herO could still, you know, do something. At least get that gold base here. Zealot run by towards the bottom, and you know, I think we're cooking.
Yeah, he's going to get rid of another one of the lurkers. He still has 2 Colossus in the back, super powerful. The only thing you're missing right now is, yes, kind of storm support at this point, right? The High Templars are gone, so you're missing that a little bit, but otherwise, I mean, this looked extremely good for you, so just, yeah, but a good position for herO to play in, and he is going to go Mothership now. Second Stargate coming up as well. As Dark. Kind of feels like Dark gets stuck now in this kind of Link Bane Hydro Pop, right?
Yeah, but herO needs to be careful because his Zealot count is quite high, and because he doesn't have Storm, Banelings are actually okay as well. So I love that herO is just giving up these Zealots because he needs to warp in some useful units right now, mainly Templar. If he doesn't warp in 5-6 Templar right now, he's just making mistakes. Like, there's no excuse for it. You're just going to need Templar. I love the Tempest, don't get me wrong, but Templar are absolutely key against high Ling, high Baneling compositions. And it's not like there's no Hydras either. Like, this is an army that is so vulnerable to Storm, and having 0 Stormers in the force is a mistake.
Yeah, no, Storm should be priority 1 in terms of rebuild. The fact he didn't warp in High Templars at home, like, I thought he was just like on the map, had to reinforce High Templars. The fact that the High Templars haven't been at home, recharging energy this entire time is kind of bonkers. I really just feel like, you know, Storm is that good. You know, everything here dies to Storm. We saw how good the Storms were in the last fight. And as we morph in a lot of Banes on the right side, so Dark looking for some counter-attack potential. I mean, herO is adding on freaking Tempest and stuff. I mean, yeah, the Lurker count is coming back online a little bit. I just don't think we're at the point of needing a high Tempest count or anything just yet, as we are going to be seeing the attempt on the left and the right-hand side. So multi-prong from Dark. He tries to lurch away with those Hydras. On the right side, the Banes are going to come crashing. They're just going to knock straight through into the natural, and they have access to the low ground base as well. We're going to even recall to try and defend this, but herO's going to lose a ton of probes.
Yeah, herO's losing 20 probes there. At the same time, we have an attack from the left side. I don't think that should be capable of achieving too much. A couple of storms could help out there. Lurkers will have to piss off right now. Problem for Dark is that he doesn't really have a consistent way of dealing with his opponent's army, so he's just trying for little pokes on the side. He's going for run-bys, he's going for a Nidus in the main, which isn't being responded to, by the way. This Nidus is going to go up. Is there anything in there? No, there is not. Once lurkers get in there, that could be a pretty big deal, but the Nidus network is pretty far back. Lings are dealing a lot of damage in the natural. At the same time, herO is pushing in. herO is out of cash though, and now the Lings are coming out of the Nidus into the main base. herO will be forced back home. This was an extremely poor response out of herO.
Yeah, he's just kind of let Dark do... I mean, Dark thrives in stuff like this, and he's just not respected any of what Dark is doing. Now we got Hydra spawn out, that Nidus in the main base. It's going to live for a little bit longer, and herO had such a good set of fights previously, and it's just slipping away from him here as he lets Dark harass and cause so much more trouble than what should have been in this game. herO is going to clean up. Obviously still is on a very good army, but now his work count is 38, so herO's getting to the point where he's going to have to attack and just, you know, basically try and end the game, basically.
Yeah, I think the correct thing to do here, by the way, is to wait a little bit. I think the gut reaction, the instinct is to run across the map again and go for it. But I actually think stabilizing, getting cannons, stasis ward, making sure you're not being killed, and then maxing out on a huge army is the correct play. Have like a Templar at your natural, a Templar at your fourth, a Templar at your fifth as well, and you're actually pretty set up against most Ling attacks, and you should be fine. And then you very slowly and systematically start moving across the map. Make sure that there's no threats that can hurt you. And then once you're properly maxed out and you're safely moving across the map, that is when you truly strike. That should be the goal. And the main goal is to deny any type of base trade from happening, because that's the only way you're gonna lose. His army is still way, way too good.
Yeah. I mean, basically just still counterattacking. Dark knows he needs to keep on going for the backstabs. herO recalls back to try and help defend a little bit. Just going to see the banelings are crashing into that gold base. We're going to lose even more probes here. herO has been attempting to rebuild those workers. Now just trying to come up, going to be denied by the Archons on the natural. And the Lings just trying to split themselves between bases while the Lurkers go for that gold base as well. I mean, Lings just burrowing up again. Chaos is the one thing that Dark is really trying to capitalize on right here. But he is gonna, I mean, I was gonna say lose these Lurkers. He gets rid of a lot of the Stalkers that blink on top of them. The Lurkers then make a dive into the Nidus, so some of them get out alive. Now the Nidus is up in the back base, so that's gonna be a few more units going down as well. And I mean, Dark just continues to do a lot with very little. Eventually, still, herO has just got an army that should not be killable.
Yeah, the thing is that Dark has thrown away a lot of his units. At the same time, he's you know, limited his opponent enough that's going to be difficult for herO to ever get maxed out right now. So at this point, I would say that herO just needs to clean up the mess here and then go across the map at an instant. Dark is just going to continue base trading because Dark can never fight in a real fight. Like, he's half the army supply and his army quality is god-awful as well. So it's going to be base trade, base trade, base trade. We see his entire force moving towards the right side, and I hope this is going to do something, but I'm afraid it won't. Like, he needs way more time. 10 Lurkers are nice, but he's also going to need like 15 Corruptors and probably more. You know, he's just going to need a lot of everything. And the best way to get there is to just continue doing run-bys. herO is actually, you know, biting the bait, and he's going to completely come back with everything. I'm not sure what I think of that. I think it's a mistake. That's what I think of it.
Yep. We'll just have ourselves the couple Lings continuing to nibble here and there as a couple of Lurkers on the right side going to get cleaned up as well. So going to get punched back a little further. And that's going to be, I mean, herO's army still in the center is just going to be extremely difficult to stop at the end of the day. It's looking very good. I mean, Dark will try and set up in a defensive position and just try and camp out in this forward base, but herO can just slowly chip away because of the Tempest as well, so he has that option given to him.
Yeah, Spore is doing quite okay against one of these Tempests for whatever reason. Lurkers are well spread out. Hydra's now moving forward. Colossus are going to be joining back up with this army. There's just not enough forces on the side of Dark, I'm afraid. So observers are going to get sniped, but there's so many. We still have Revelations. GG gets called. herO is going to end up winning game.
Map number 2. As in the top left. He won the first game. Now Red Protoss player herO is up 1-0. In this best of 3. Can he close it out on King's Cove? These guys playing some, I mean, the older maps and also just the large maps here as well, right? Large, typically fairly drawn out maps. Dark in the bottom right. Our blue Zerg player as we get this going.
Hello?
Hello. I've been selling out for you because I see all your subs, so I've just been shouting them out for you.
Yeah, shout out to you for shouting them out, Wardy. That's really kind.
Oh, no worries.
Hey. You know what happened yesterday? Of course you don't know what happened yesterday. Yesterday night,
had a day off
I went for a run. And on my way back from the run, I have to go over like a parking lot that's like next to a bus stop. And there's like no other way for me to get home. And as I approach it from like a distance, I see there's like 4 big police vans, like not regular police vans, but like big ones. I think you could probably fit like 20 people in the police vans. Yeah. It almost looks like the riot police vans, you know, that type of size.
Big ones, yeah.
And there's like probably like 10, 12 policemen just standing in the middle of the road, forming like a chain with their bodies, you know? But I need to go in that direction. But there's also nothing else happening. So there's like there's like one other guy sitting in his car close by, and I think they're talking to him or something. But I'm not wearing my glasses, so at night my vision is like pretty poor, so I have no clue what's going on. So I'm just running in their direction, and I'm kind of slowing down, and I'm pulling out like my one in-ear, waiting for them to yell stop. And then he just moves the human link. You know, they go out of the way, and I run past them, and the guy's like laughing at me like I did something stupid. You know, he's like. I still have no clue what happened. It was like 11 p.m. as well.
This guy's like, he's got no idea where he just ran into. You still don't. Hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, I have no clue what happened. It was just a weird experience. I've never had this happen in my entire life. Dude, I thought they were going to stop me. I was going to have to run all the way back. This is like at the end of my round. And there's no way for me to go back because there's like a highway next to it. So then I have to run like another 4K. I was deadly afraid because my legs were tired already. And then they just managed to let me pass. But then what's the point of forming a human chain if you're just gonna let everyone pass? No wonder the Dutch police is performing so poorly if this is their policy.
Human chain, but if anyone approaches, they're good.
Yeah, what is this? My brilliant disguise as a runner tricked them again. Little did they know I had 2 kilos of cocaine in my backpack.
How does he keep getting in and out?
Morons.
They're actually looking for a guy with glasses, but you had no glasses on.
Nah, his vision is shit. Let him pass. I wonder what they would have done if I had seen them and I just started running the other way like really quick.
That's a good one.
Void Ray first here for herO. I think Void Ray first has been making a comeback, and that is not because it's so good, but it's because Oracle is just worse now. So it feels better compared to the Oracle, but it's not. You know, there's no buff. It's still crap. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that people are aware of that, because I've seen people be like, oh, triple Void Ray is really good. It's like, no, it's just better compared to what Oracle is right now, because Oracles are just not that great. I mean, it is nice, actually, to snipe these Overlords. It makes the early stages of the mid-game a little bit simpler as well, because you know, your Oracles have more freedom of movement. You can scout much easier when there's a Void Ray with your Oracles, because they don't know where you're coming from, so they can't really deny the scouting as easily. So I always feel like the Void Ray stops Zerg from doing like really crazy stuff. But I mean, you also just have no Oracle, and it's more expensive, don't forget. Void Rays, they are really bad, but also expensive. Void Rays are a little bit like brand clothes, you know?
Yeah, they're expensive and they don't really do much.
Yeah, they're made of the same material often. Yeah. They just plop like a logo on top of it and they charge twice as much. It's the same with the Void Ray. Like, it's slow. The only advantage it has is that it can attack air. Because
this one gets cancelled. Make a good point. It can attack air.
Yeah,
is it really that similar otherwise, though?
Sorry?
Is it really that similar otherwise? I feel like Void Rays just suck.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. It's worse in every way, except it can attack air. Like, it can't scout as well. It doesn't have stasis wards. It's 100 more.
Just not good.
Yeah.
You're delaying your Nexus deny an Overlord, basically.
Yeah, because well, that's what I said. It can attack air, Wardy.
Yeah, I'm putting into context for the people that can't figure that out, what that means. You know?
The Overlord is the only unit that's there they can attack.
Yeah. Yeah, well, some people struggle to put two and two together, mate. Like, you know.
That's true. Fair play.
I've been there before. Wish someone had this, explain this to me 7 years ago before I had to figure it out over many games of PvZ. I just clicked one day. I was like, I can kill the Overlord. Oh.
Yeah, this is for the Wardy in the past. This is a cool build, by the way. It's going to be a 5-gate glaive. It's not quite hitting like a truck, but it's hitting quite hard anyway. And it is freaking 3 Stargate units. Actually, this is hitting like a truck. What the hell? Banelings aren't done yet. There's a fat chance, by the way, that herO is just gonna straight up win the game here.
Yeah, I mean, those Banelings need to do some serious work, but herO's gonna have a lot of time to respond to them. We do lose the Void Ray, so our expensive guy is not gonna do much of anything, as the Banelings are gonna get caught up on the first few Adepts. Good splits. You can't really get to the main cluster there. I think one Baneling hit the bigger cluster of Adepts, and that's about it. So that's not going to do it for Dark. He is just going to roll over and die. And herO is going to take a 2-0 and move to the finals.
Wow. Impressive. Round of applause there.